Our third panellist is Jordan Benjamin, sitting next to Bob. Jordan is an osteopathy student here at Unitec. Originally from Cromwell, he now lives in Kingsland, and between Cromwell and Kingsland, he's lived in large cities like Tokyo, but also very lovely cities like Denver. Well, Tokyo has its charms too, but a city that perhaps would share something with us in terms of a magnificent environment it's trying to work with. So Jordan, from Cromwell to Kingsland via Tokyo and Denver, what's your sense about the need for change of structure here in Auckland?
Well, kia ora everybody. Like you said, I'm from the South Island. I'm from Cromwell, and I've been living in Auckland for the last 6 months. Previously to that, I've been in Tokyo. To come back to Auckland after living in Tokyo, I felt like I was in a small little town. I felt there's lots of green area, you can see the sky, you can see everything. There's not hordes of people all the way down the street. It was really quite refreshing to come back, and I was like, I can actually live in this city. And so I've been living in the city for the last 6 months, and we have a saying down south that you Aucklanders have taken all our gold, all our money, all our power. But where's it being spent? I haven't seen it. I've come up here, I take the train out to Waitakere to go to university, Unitec. And compared to Tokyo, it's really appalling. I see a problem with Auckland, with its sprawlingness and its lack of transport. And I can perceive that if local governments really got their act together, then they could take care of their localness. Because Auckland is going to sprawl. It's sprawl upon sprawl. That's kind of what it is. If Auckland didn't, if it went to a supercity, then I could imagine that the supercity would be really good at providing transport for the main city, but not to the arteries, not to the outside of Auckland. This is something that I'm very concerned with, because I think that transport is, I think everybody does think that transport is a huge issue, and I think it's driving this campaign. Yeah, I'm very environmentally aware. I want a nice green city to live in. I read about cities in China who are building buildings with solar panels on them, and they power their whole building through solar panels. And I'm wondering, why can't we have that here? Why can't Auckland be something that the whole world looks at and goes, wow, we want to be like that? I believe that change is inevitable, and that we have to change. We can't not change. The supercity is going to happen, and I just want it to become the best thing that it can be, and I hope it is, and yeah.
Thank you. And just to set in context that speed of growth that Jordan touched on, the population of Auckland was 1 million people in 1995. It's 1.3 million today, and we expect it to be about 2 million by 2030, so it will have doubled in 35 years. Now, Bernard Salt, the Australian demographer, points out that if Auckland was a US city, the rate of growth of Auckland over the last 15 years would have made Auckland the 5th fastest growing city in the United States, alongside cities like Phoenix. But we don't plan or build or invest in Auckland understanding that it's a fast growing city like that. We do it incrementally, piecemeal, often after the fact, trying to shoehorn public transport or motorways in where there is already housing. So that's how chronically we've actually been running the city and the region and its development. Trying to find a better way through is very much on the minds of local politicians and central government, the Royal Commission itself, and all the work that's going into the new structure.